Alright, don't know where I'm going video. Yeah, totally don't know where this one will go. Anyway, what's running through my head is this problem that we have in society, where I sort of came up in a conversation the other day I was having with my father about the economy and blah, blah, blah. And I sort of just pointed out this real liability of the world and entertainment, news, and everything, is that everything is geared to this audience that will buy through advertisement. So if you aren't an ad clicker, or if you're not persuaded by, a girl in a bikini to buy something, I mean, you like looking at her, but you're not going to click on it, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, if you know that every time you see an ad, that means, oh yeah, that's part of the price. That's right, I got to pay for that ad. I got to pay for some asshole to engineer that bullshit, to try to trick me, into buying from them instead of buying from the other guy. Yeah, that's the bullshit of our economy. Is it's geared to people who will play that game. And if any constituency, I would argue intelligent constituency, will not be served, because they're just not gonna. They're not going to be. There's not going to be no. What's the word they use for that? Return for the dollar spent. You can spend less money trying to sucker the ignorant and stupid, and you get more profit that way. And sort of that's the way politics is. Everything is geared to this moron class that will be convinced by some asshole in a Lincoln hat or something with tea bags hanging from his head, or some other kind of bullshit. The clowns are the show. For most of the human race, they don't even get what the real game is. They're just clown laughers or clown watchers. And so it even happens here on YouTube. There's a bunch of teenagers bopping around, talking trash and shit. A bunch of complete lunatics, actually, also banging around, talking their shit. So it's all these little noisemakers out there, and it has nothing to do with the real world. Yeah, so there's just no forum. There's no rational or intelligent media. It's all media by chaos, money, stupidity. These are the ingredients. And so it's all crap. And the pity is that, this is really probably something we as a human race could do something about. I mean, if we actually had a medium, a forced medium, whatever you want to call it, where, yeah, the politicians would sort of be obliged to justify themselves and face each other. Some sort of place where you just couldn't get away with little one-liners and I'm prettier, bullshit. You have to do a little better than a 20-second commercial, and we could actually get to some of these issues too, where all these where all these truthers and all the other kind of bullshit, they'd have to show themselves for what they are, con artists, because if they had to get into the arena with somebody a little bit competent, yeah, they'd be shown up for the kooks that they are. Well, they're not even kooks, they're cheats, they're liars, they're absolutely full of shit. So anyway, the point I sort of wanted to get to, that I'm sort of missing, so I better reload, so to speak, re-aim anyway, is that, yeah, we got to resolve this human dilemma of all this diverse interpretation of everything. I mean, you can get an opinion about this rock, and, you get like 7 billion people, you get like 3 billion opinions. And they won't be the same, and that's a big fucking problem. That's a big, 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 big problem. I mean, if we ain't living for the same thing, if we ain't working for the same thing, we ain't moving towards the same thing, we're going to have a big fucking problem. And we have to have mechanisms that allow some of that to get resolved, where we have to be able to be forced almost into a house, like our stupid reality shows. You know, maybe we should force the leaders of the world, you know, into a house and force them to live together and quit with their bullshit and their pretense and their nonsense. You know, and get to know what these other people are about and what they're trying to do and why they're trying to do it. Because, yeah, we got to reveal the truth, and we also have to protect the interest of the masses, the most people who are getting fucked over by this bullshit system. You know, there's so many obvious flaws here, just fucking obvious. I mean, I've used these metaphors before, but I mean, the whole inheritance cheat. Like I said, you wouldn't put up with a cheat like that in any other aspect of life. From driver's licenses to, you know, whatever, little kiddie races at the park, horse races. Yeah, what, you're going to have a horse race where some of the horses get a, you know, half-track head start? Come on, that ain't going to happen. You're not going to put up with that shit. You're not going to be betting any money, that's for fucking sure. So that's just nonsense. And yet we have it in our world, the most important part of our world. People who control the destiny of the human race. You know, a bunch of people just, you know, born at the steering wheel. You know, no competence, no lessons, no anything. Just their selfish ambition driving our bus. What the fuck is that? But that's why we're doomed to all this shit, is because people are so fucking ignorant. And they're so fucking ignorant is because their media is dominated by the glitter and the bullshit. And I'm not saying they would necessarily migrate to the reality channel if we had one. But they might. At least they'd have the chance to. At least the human race would have a chance. And that's all I'm saying. Give people a chance to be fucking honorable. Give them a chance to tell the truth. Give them a chance to play a fair game and see how they do. Because I think if they're given a chance, humanity will show itself to be better than I think it is, than even I think it is. Because I don't think people inherently want to be shitheads. They're driven to it by frustration, by a system that just seems totally against them. Everybody has a persecution complex, so they're all fighting back. And they're saying, well, I'm going to fuck him before he fucks me. And I don't think people want to be like that by nature. I think that has been bred into them by this insidiously stupid fucking system that offers them no choices, that, you know, obliges them to play the game by these crooked, slimy, lying, cheating, manipulative, crap shit rules. Yeah. You know. I think, and it's all kind of subtle, the way it eats into you. You know, it's like they put those little, there's a general and he has his little badges and his little ribbons and his little bullshit. And it's all bullshit. It is all bullshit. He hasn't earned any of that shit. He hasn't earned anything called a salute. You know, the fucker. Yeah, he's just acquired it through elite privilege and connections. Fuck that bullshit. But that's the sort of the system we have. People entitled to something. Entitled to a lord's position. And you got a bunch of lords walking around. Yeah, you're going to get pretty cynical pretty fucking fast. You're going to feel pretty cheated. And then you're going to say, well, I got to live. So fuck that, I'll cheat back. Yeah, so I mean, I just think that's a problem here. I think it's a big part of the problem. And if we had the non-commercial alternatives that we should have, the uncapitalism, not socialism, but just uncapitalism, as an option, if we had some generic, cheap, simple, basic choice, I think people would migrate to it. They would see the efficiency in it. They'd say, oh, I can have email without spam and malware. I mean, I can have an internet without ads plastered on every fucking thing. I can have one where they didn't manipulate the keywords, you know, to pretend they were something they're not. We can have a world where everybody isn't just lying and cheating. Yeah, I'd like to be part of that. Thank you very much. You know, in some kind of real communication instead of all this formula, generic, let's argue the same shit over and over and over exactly the same way. Let's frame every issue in this narrow, silly, stupid, black-white, Republican, Democrat, some other, whatever, some other standard of the status quo that defines who we are and what we are. Yeah, we got to do some of this stuff outside of that corporate capitalist, you know, flag-waving bullshit box. So that sounds like just a rant, though. Yeah, it just sounds like more of a rant, another ranter, another, you know, just do this and the problem's solved. But just the seems, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's just the way it is. I mean, I think it can be done. You give $1 billion to the right man on this planet, and he can get some shit done. You know, he can convert that into real mechanisms of communication and you know, something that might get us somewhere. We need to do this in some other way. We need to score points in some other way. We need to keep score in some other way. I don't know if I didn't say that already. Yeah. This isn't going to work. We're not going to get anywhere. All these lying fake politicians, all this lying bullshit, simpleton rhetoric, these simple solutions to complex problems. And this stuff does need to get fought out. There has to be some kind of mechanism where, yeah, you have a fair fight, and, you know, the two men enter, or two ideas enter, one idea leaves. Unfortunately, we have to have some kind of mechanism like that. And maybe an idea can come back and try again if it fails. But there needs to be some way to resolve these issues where people don't feel like they've been cheated. And all these nutty terrorists and shit, they all feel like they've been cheated. They all think the argument hasn't been exposed and they're not getting a fair voice. And in some cases, they're true. And maybe you could avoid all this hostility if you just gave people a fair fight. Because then they wouldn't resort to it to cheat. But who knows? I mean, you can only do so much about the wackos. I mean, it's, you know, 7 billion people in the world. Yeah, you're going to have some crazy motherfuckers out there. So, some of that you just got to write off. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know what's futile. I don't know what's doable. I don't know what's... I don't know. I mean, I wish there was a point from... I mean, I wish I had some way to, you know, play the pinball machine, a flipper. You know, some way to make something happen. You know, get the ball rolling in that right direction. But it just seems like, you know, as individuals, we don't got no flippers. You know, so, and I'm just not a soap selling pleasant enough person to, you know, organize a gang. You know, that's what you need. It really is gang warfare out there in the real world. You got to get people, a whole bunch of them, to agree. You know, and then you're just back to flag waving, unfortunately, because the agreement will be superficial and it won't have any real depth. Just like the peace movement of the 60s, you know, the great progressives of the 60s all turned into superficial assholes as soon as their own butt wasn't on the line. As soon as you killed the draft, you killed their personal incentive, and therefore principles can be thrown in the garbage. Yeah, and let's elect Ronald Reagan. I mean, that's how pitiful it was. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, maybe human beings do suck, and there's no point in me even lamenting it, giving them a chance to prove otherwise, because every time they have been given a chance to prove otherwise, they've proven they suck. Yeah, really. Catastrophically suck. And it's just amazing, intelligent people talking about how, yeah, well, the human race should keep breeding, when they goddamn know the part of the human race that's breeding, you know, the dumb knucklehead fucking bastard stupid fucks that are gonna cockroach the human race. We're not gonna do anything elegant. We're not gonna fly to a better future. We're gonna crash into, you know, pathetically stupid, idiotic, stupid human tricks. That's all we're going to be good for. Shit. That was depressing. Thought I might go somewhere here, but you know, the end conclusion is fuck it. But we'll see. Who knows? Keep throwing. Can't hurt, right? What else am I going to do? You know, there's nothing else to do. So I'll talk until I'm sick of talking, I guess. And then I'll stop talking. Yeah. So, until the next episode of, well, we're fucked and there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, shit. Shit. Yeah, damn it. I really thought we had something there. Anyway, it's a lovely day. I'm, of course, still a little bit buggy. It's like, what the fuck? It's like I got brain mites or something. I'm really uncomfortable. But, yeah, that's sort of status quo for me. So anyway, till next time and such, and so forth and whatnot.